What's up, guys? NFL Nate back again with a new series on the channel. We're going to do a new series of recapping each week in the NFL, starting with Week 7 this week. It was a crazy week of football, a lot of crazy endings. So I think this is a great week to start off the weekly recaps. We'll still be doing our top 10 power rankings on Tuesday and our weekly game predictions on Wednesday. So let's hop right into it. Week 7. On Thursday Night Football, we had the Philadelphia Eagles face the New York Giants. This game, I feel like the New York Giants played well enough to beat the Eagles. The Eagles just, at the end, made enough plays to come back. Carson Wentz had a few pretty good game-winning drives. The main thing that stuck out to me is Evan Ingram drop pass when they were up 21-16. If he didn't drop that pass, that would have been an easy first down and they could have ran out the clock. But he dropped it and the Eagles were able to go down and score. That was pretty disappointing, but the whole point of this is the NFC East is trash, so I would not be surprised if the Giants win the division, but right now the Eagles are ahead in their division at 2-4-1. Now we start with the Sunday games. The New Orleans Saints faced the Carolina Panthers. New Orleans Saints, this was a very good game. Drew Brees had a decent game, and DJ Moore on the Panthers had a very good game. He only had 2 receptions, but he made those count. I feel like the New Orleans Saints, they didn't play as well as they could have. Teddy Bridgewater's impressive, but the New Orleans Saints get it done. Drew Brees knows how to win, and the New Orleans Saints get the win 27-24. Next, we got the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Probably one of the worst games of the year, no offense to the Bills or the Jets, but the Buffalo Bills, this was supposed to be a get-right game for them. Yes, they got the win, but this was just Josh Allen had so many passing yards again, but they couldn't even get it in the end zone. Just honestly kind of disappointing from them. Even though they won, I feel like they should have easily beat the Jets by way more than this. On the other side for the Jets, I have nothing to say. They had a rookie running back score his first touchdown. So that's an upside. Other than that, the Jets need help at almost every position. Next, we have a very good game, a shootout between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. This was a great game. Baker Mayfield and Joe Burrow, the battle of the number 1 picks. This was the second time they've played each other. The first time it was a shootout. Now, this time it's a shootout, and Baker Mayfield comes on top with a game winner to Donovan Peoples-Jones. It was a very good game going back and forth, but I feel like the Bengals could have won this. The interception on the goal line by Burrow was very costly, and a lot of other mistakes on defense allowed Baker Mayfield to throw for 5 touchdown passes. That was a good effort by him. But the Browns moved to 5-2, and the Bengals are 1-5-1, even though I feel like they deserve more wins than that. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys. They faced the Washington football team. Honestly, if I was a Dallas Cowboys fan, I would just be I don't even know how to explain it. This was just like a horrible game for them. Honestly, the only bright spot for them is CeeDee Lamb, but when he got open, Andy Dalton couldn't even throw it to him. Andy Dalton suffered a concussion. I don't even know. These Cowboys are going in a tailspin, but they are still easily in contention for the division. So I don't think it's time for the Dallas Cowboys to give up hope, even though it seems like all hope is lost. I feel like they still have an easy chance to win this division. On the other side, the Washington football team had a very good performance. Antonio Gibson running for a touchdown and over 100 yards. I feel like he's been a breakout star in this offense. Terry McLaurin also having a really good game. So I think the Washington football team has come along, but both these teams, they can still easily win the NFC East. Yeah. Next game, we have the Green Bay Packers. They faced the Houston Texans. This was just absolute domination from the Green Bay Packers. Davante Adams, in his return, made himself known, going for 196 yards, 2 TDs on, I think, 13 receptions. I don't even think, the Texans kept playing man on press on Davante Adams, and he just destroyed them every single time. Aaron Rodgers having a great game, throwing to Sternberger, and they had a great game on defense. They played okay, but they had a lot of missing pieces. On the other side, Deshaun Watson is doing everything he can, but he obviously just does not have the pieces around him to succeed. I feel very bad for him. He's a great quarterback, just wasted talent on this roster right now. Same with J.J. Watt at a press conference. He wasn't very happy with it, but they just got to deal with it. And the Texans are not looking very good at 1-6, and the Packers have a great bounce-back game. The next game was a very good thriller going down to the wire. A really weird one in that the Lions won 23-22. This game was really weird and just made you think a lot. The Falcons' Todd Gurley at the end tried not to score and then accidentally scored, leaving enough time on the clock for the Lions to go down and score a touchdown. The Lions practically let Todd Gurley go into the end zone, and then he tried to not stop, but he already had too much momentum. Just a crazy game, but hands off to Kenny Golladay and Matthew Stafford. They got the job done. T.J. Hawkinson with the game-winning touchdown. The Lions are 3-3, which might surprise some people, but I think the Lions are pretty good. The Falcons, I think they played a good game. They just need to keep improving. Next, we have probably the best game, well, maybe, one of the top games this week because there's so many good games. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Tennessee Titans, the battle of the unbeatens, and the Pittsburgh Steelers came on top. Right out the gate, the Pittsburgh Steelers set the tone with a 10-minute drive, scoring a touchdown against the Tennessee Titans, keeping the ball out of the hands of Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill, which really set the precedence for this game. The Titans, a good team, were able to come back, but the Steelers just had enough, and Gostkowski missed the crucial kick, which is really tough for them. But I don't doubt the Titans. Just because they lost this game, they are still probably the top team in the AFC. Just because they have one loss doesn't mean they're bad. They are still a top contender. As for the Steelers, they are the most balanced team in the NFL. They just shut down one of the most explosive offenses. And even with Ben Roethlisberger throwing 3 interceptions, they were still able to get the job done. So the Steelers, I feel like, are the number 1 team in the league right now. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They beat the Raiders 45-20. Tom Brady just showed that he can still play in the NFL. People were doubting that he can still play, but he just proved everybody wrong. The one play that stands out to me is when he dropped an absolute dime to Scotty Miller in the top left corner of the end zone for a touchdown. That was just a beautiful pass. Also, Rob Gronkowski getting it going. This Buccaneers team, as the season goes on, is going to get more explosive. Their defense is going to get better, and I feel like it's going to be hard for the Buccaneers to lose another game. And I don't even know if they lose another game because they're so hot right now, and they're so balanced, just like the Steelers. I feel like the Steelers and Bucs are the best 2 teams in the league. As for the Raiders, they had a decent showing. They had it going, but in the end, the Bucs offense just took over, and this Raiders defense wasn't able to create a pass rush at all. That's something they need to definitely improve on, but the Raiders are still 3-3. So good game. Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs They beat the Denver Broncos 43-16. The Kansas City Chiefs coming into this season, they thought they just have Patrick Mahomes so they can just sling it everywhere and score. But this Kansas City Chiefs team through this season has shown that they can score in many different ways. They had a pick six. They had someone get a kickoff return for a touchdown. So they have many ways to score. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell had some touches. And Patrick Mahomes can still do it. So Kansas City Chiefs, I think we already know about them. They're very good. As for the Denver Broncos, Drew Lock, he didn't look as best as he could. And they need to pick it up on a lot of different areas. But I think they're still an okay team, but they have a lot of holes they need to fill. The San Francisco 49ers beat the New England Patriots 33-6. This was just absolute domination by the 49ers. Jeff Wilson had a game with 3 touchdowns, and they just ran all over this Patriots defense, uncharacteristic of the Patriots defense. And on the other side, the Patriots, Cam Newton got benched, which is not a good sign. You don't like to see that. And I didn't think the Patriots could lose 3 games in a row, but apparently they can, and Cam Newton just did not play well. I don't know what's happening with Bill Belichick, but I feel like the Patriots are better than this, but for right now, they are 2-4. The next game, we have the Los Angeles Chargers beating up on the Jacksonville Jaguars as they win 39-29. Oh my goodness. Justin Herbert is insane right now. He threw for 346 yards, 3 TDs, and an extra 60 yards on the ground with a rushing touchdown. Justin Herbert is playing out of his mind. I think he is, there's Joe Burrow, but other than Joe Burrow, he's literally clearly the offensive rookie of the year. He's just playing so well. Some of his passes to Jalen Guyton, just a straight dime. To Donald Parham and Virgil Green, he just throws off his back foot, so elegant. He is just looking so good right now. And the Chargers defense put up 4 sacks. Yeah, 4 sacks. Joey Bosa, Uchenna Nwosu, and Melvin Ingram, you can feel their presence when they're all healthy. So the Chargers are looking good. I think the Chargers can make a run with their easy schedule coming up. As for the Jacksonville Jaguars, they have a few problems, especially their defense did not look good, letting Justin Herbert throw all over it. But James Robinson did play well. He had over 100 yards and a touchdown. I feel like he's been a really good bright spot. Laviska Shenault has been a good spot, but the Jacksonville Jaguars aren't looking good at 1-6. And I feel like the Los Angeles Chargers can make a run, a win streak, after snapping that 4-loss streak. Next game, this was a great game. The Seattle Seahawks taking their first loss to the Arizona Cardinals, but was this a great game. Russell Wilson versus Kyler Murray. A lot of very good plays. Impressive one was how DK Metcalf ran back to catch Budda Baker after that touchdown, which was probably the most effort play I've ever seen. Sprinting 100 yards to catch him, that was great. But otherwise, Russell Wilson made some uncharacteristic mistakes that costed them. Kyler Murray played really well. Isaiah Simmons got the interception in overtime. But overall, this was just a great game. I think both of these teams will guarantee make the playoffs. And they're both trending up, both with very good quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, that pass to DeAndre Hopkins was really good. So both these teams looking really good. And I see them both going far. And for the Monday Night Football game, the Chicago Bears lost to the Los Angeles Rams 24-10. This whole game was pretty much just about the Los Angeles defense. The Chicago Bears offense only scored 3 points. The one touchdown was the Bears defense getting a fumble return for a touchdown. So the Los Angeles Rams only gave up 3 points on defense. Aaron Donald just being an absolute presence the whole game. If he didn't get the sack, he helped his teammate get the sack, or it's the quarterback to miss a throw. Every single play, Aaron Donald, just absolute destruction. Their defensive line is probably top 5 in the game, and a lot of big plays from a lot of people. Malcolm Brown running really hard, and they just shoved it down the Bears' throat in a low-scoring affair. I feel like the Rams played a really good game. The game planned well. Sean McVay had a really good, well-coached game. And for the Bears, they have a lot of questions on offense. For defense, they didn't play their best game, but it wasn't anything that they couldn't help. Sean McVay just had really good play calling. The quick throws really threw the Bears off guard. But I feel like the Bears' offense is the main concern for them, because if they want to make a run in the playoffs or deeper, they are going to need to fix that offense, because they can't do much with that offense. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. My next video is going to be on Tuesday, top 10 teams